Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back. We're here in the world of 1212 AD once again. We're back with some more medieval action for you here today, and we have the Crusaders states here. They are marching on Constantinople, but they are not alone. There's a weird alliance going on here in today's siege battle, as yeah, we have the Crusader states along with Genoa, which I guess, you know, they're often aligned with the Crusaders, attacking Constantinople, and they are joined by the Turks, who are all the way over here. So it's kind of, I was thinking about how you would sort of like, I don't know, this would come about. I guess maybe these are like Turkish mercenaries or something like that. But also, it did kind of was quite coincidental. I found that like literally all of these nations have attacked Constantinople at some point and have taken it in a sort of way. I guess like Jerusalem and Antioch not as such, but like the Crusaders like armies have managed to take Constantinople, and the Turks obviously famously have taken it in 1453 as well. And on the defensive today, we do actually have a Byzantine player. We also have Burgundy on the defense here. We have France, and we do have way back here somewhere as well a Byzantine player. We do have a 4v3 here, but I do think the funds are shifted so that it is relatively balanced. So I think either the defenders have got more money or the attackers have got a little bit less. I'm not quite sure which is which. But yeah, it should be a really fun siege. I'm looking forward to it. Numbers are quite skewed. Well, 2,000 is not a massive difference. But yeah, 7,000 attackers against about 5,000 defenders. I'm surprised at how deep the defenders are sort of like setting up. I would have probably just defended the wall. Constantinople is a great sort of city to try and just hold the walls, just fight there. You've got these massive open areas here, which you can already see got some cavalry operating in, and yeah, you can have cavalry just running around here, just doing hammer and anvils, charging into stuff that breaks through or comes off the walls. So yeah, in my opinion, I never really saw defend further back in Constantinople. It's cool, it's very sort of, I guess, roleplay heavy to sort of like fall back as the city sort of gradually falls. Sometimes you have to, I guess, but most of the time, yeah, it's just not needed, and you just kind of just don't defend over here. I mean, there's some pretty solid choke points. I guess you can hold here. This is a pretty good choke point and kill box, but yeah, the further back you get, the more desperate it certainly gets as well. But yeah, this should be a really fun one. It looks like Burgundy is setting up for a last stand. We've got the trebuchets at last stand, which should be really fun to see. The attackers are gradually coming forward. They're destroying towers, and they've made a breach in the wall as well, both sides using artillery to sort of just do as much damage as possible to each other. Yeah, breach is opened up here. We've got Burgundy with some pavy spears in the wall, or in the breach. Dismounted chevaliers as well behind that. Doesn't look like there's any sort of rules on tiers either. Just any old tier that you fancy bringing. I've seen tier 3, seen tier 1, seen tier 2. Artillery still going up. Another breach in the wall being opened up here as the old Theodosian walls are crumbling down. But yes, it's great to be back with some more 12-12 action, that's for sure. I've really missed doing it. I'm getting the old replay here and there now that sort of multiplayer does sort of work. You do need a certain file to make it work. But yeah, absolutely, it can be played once again. There was a lot of issues with trying to do large multiplayer battles and sieges for ages. And I'm certainly going to have to try and do some historical battle scenarios once again, like in the good old days. So the first action taking place here. I think this is a Burgundian sergeant. Yeah, going in against some spears here of Genoa, some light spears. I mean, they are tier 3 up against tier 2. I still think that the sergeants there probably have just about enough to win that fight. And over on this side here, Burgundy's actually being very counter-offensive here, taking on these light spears. Again, the same sort of unit that Genoa's already sent in, and they are carving through these guys. Those heavily armored boys with their big axes and big hammers, they'll do a lot of damage, that's for sure. Over on this side over here, looks like Antioch and also Jerusalem are getting ready, but they're not quite ready just yet. Doesn't look like they've got any artillery to knock holes in the walls. It looks like they're going to go for the good old-fashioned way of... well, actually, I say that as I just see the bombard being wheeled right up. They're getting it so it doesn't miss a single shot. But they've also got ladders, not towers, to sort of just get over the walls as well. I'm surprised we haven't seen any sort of missile fire being used to either take out that bombard since it's getting so close, or also just, you know, to take out these Antiochian knights. They're just standing here patiently waiting. But yeah, either of those would be great targets right now. But the bombarding away. We've got the dismounted cannons of the Holy Sepulchre as well, a very, very cool unit. I don't know what shock they brought. It looks like dismounted Hospitaller Knights, but they have I think they have a Sepulchre Knight shock unit as well, which is a very cool unit. I think we're going to see crossbows getting maybe put onto these towers first, because they're taking guys off the towers here. They are bringing like mostly tier 1 stuff. Is Jerusalem and Antioch, which is kind of cool. They are like, they're cool looking units. But are they going to be effective in melee? I'm not so sure. Over on this side here, it's all going off now. We've got cavalry coming in here from Genoa. I mean, it looks like they've broken the spear, and then they've sent cavalry to countercharge the shock here. Not a bad idea. Prolonged melee is not going to do well though for this cav, and it will start to die. And we also have spears committed into this melee by Burgundy as well. And we've got crossbows on the wall again, yeah, focusing down those cav, and yeah, already taking quite a lot of losses there. Unit sizes aren't at like the largest they could be, I've just realized as well. So maybe that's to just do with lag, or maybe that's just a, you know, a preference of the player to send this in. Or maybe they just merely forgot to up their unit size, which also may have happened. Yeah, spears breaking again once again. Crossbow's still firing at, they're still firing at the cavalry. And also can shoot that bombard back there, that Turkish bombard. Is it trying to open up another hole in the wall? Oh yeah, it nearly has. Look at that. They've taken out a whole bunch of these crossbows. They get another volley off there that would have brought the wall down. They're going to open up another, yeah, like just section of the wall. You can see here, Burgundy's setting up, so he's trying to block that other portion from being used. It's going to allow like archers to get the Janissaries could set up here. They can start getting side shots into those Pavis. Do some real damage to them. Pavis have a massive shield, obviously, known as the Pavis. But yeah, it would be very handy to sort of side shot those guys and just get rid of them quickly. Spear Russia's here from France being set up. It looks like they've lost a whole bunch. Is that a archer fire, I'm guessing? I don't know, it might be. I guess Cyprian archers have used some, or crossbows have used some ammo. But in goes the holy warriors now of the Crusaders. The Knights of the Holy Sepulchre going in. I don't know why these guys are in Antioch's roster, really. They should really be in Jerusalem. Holy Sepulchre's in. This is Jerusalem. In these boys go. Their white uniform is going to turn very red as the blood has stained a fellow Christians. We've got Cav coming in as well. It looks like that might be the French general going in. Yeah, it is. French general being sent in here to try and hold the line, help his sergeants out in the front line here. Yeah, holding the line for now. More and more troops being thrown in by Jerusalem as well. They're sending in some of their own sergeants. And yeah, the fight for the walls is starting to begin here. As, it looks like Antioch is on the wall here fighting some sergeants of France. Sergeants of France, I think, are tier 2. Well, Antioch, I think, is sending... Oh, no, they're sending up tier 2 as well. Crossbows on the wall here. This is really nicely done here by Jerusalem's managed to get the crossbow up the wall. Should make a big difference. Sergeants, I think they're trying to pin down the Cyprian crossbows, yeah, rather than fight the knights. And they've accidentally, I think, pulled through. So, we are pretty much back where we left off. Unfortunately, the replay did just crash, pretty much as these sergeants here pulled through to go and attack the Cyprian crossbows where we left off. Yeah, and the replay just decided to crash. So, we are back. I fast-forwarded all the way back to where we left off, and as you can see, yeah, the sergeants, once again, kind of just throwing away the wall here by pulling through the Antiochian Knights. What was otherwise an evenly matched fight. They were desperate to just silence these crossbows, it seems, and try and keep them out of the fight. Spear Ruti is over here, though. They are thin on the ground, and it looks like with no real reinforcements here. They're just going to be allowed to break through pretty soon. There's some Paramanoi here, and we've got some swords as well from Nicaea, all being sent forward. But they look like they're going to be needed here because, as you can see, Antiochus just managed to take this wall without any sort of resistance here. The Templars on top of the walls, ready to conquer the new Eternal City. So yeah, that looks like that's getting spicy over there. It also looks very spicy on this side over here. The Pavis are now getting side-shotted, as you can see there, by Janissaries. I'm going to see gunners at a moment get sent forward. They're going to try and deal with those spears as well. We've got Cav going in. I think that's the Ducal Cav there of Burgundy. Kind of got a bit of a rear charge into his own troops, and there's spears in this fight. I can't imagine this was a very good idea, really. But yeah, I think they're trying to just slow down the Yaya Spearmen here. As they break the dismounted Chevaliers here. And it looks like finally Burgundy is going to get routed outside the wall. This little side out here has not gone to plan. And it looks like I can see, we've got Anglo-Varangioi being fallen back here. So these are like the Anglo-Saxons and like the Vikings that serve in the Byzantine army. So a very, very cool unit. But yeah, that's a tier 2 variant of them. You can bring one of pretty much every tier. It's capped at 1. He's a very, very cool unit. Probably the strongest shock infantry around. We've got Cav going in here as well. Duke's Bodyguard going in. Household Cav still being committed here. Need to be careful. They don't want to lose their general too early because there's still a lot of Burgundians, I think, further back down the line, heading further into the city. I think these are some Ottoman Serbian troops here fighting. Again, looks like I think these are the Catalan troops that serve in the Catalanoi. They serve in the Byzantine army. Very, very cool unit. Should beat the Serbs, I think they are. The Serbs are the Bulgars. Catalanoi there, yeah. Slicing through this flattest DC. But yeah, you can see the Cav here is just cycle charging. We've got Scipii Cav though coming forward here from the Turks. So they're going to try and pin down the Ducal House of Cav. I think the general is going to try and get out of here now. He is going to rout those spears, and it looks like they might do some damage to some of these other units here. But yeah, the Scipii Cav now is in there. It's going to be able to contest that choke point with the cavalry and should be able to deal with the Burgundian Cav, stop them from doing cycle charges. And slowly but surely, this flank over here is falling to the attackers. Mainly has just to do with it, the defenders have not put all their resources on the front line. They're just, like I said, they kept so many resources in reserve. And I don't know if I'm a big fan of that. I feel like either you commit to one or the other. Like you either commit to the walls and fight there, and then or you just fall back and you just defend like these choke points here and just hold the streets. I feel like do one or the other because the defenders can't use their full might, while the attackers can, and they can easily take out your small defending force with ease, and then you're just even more of a disadvantage as a defender. As you see here, though, the Genoese and also the Turks are spewing through this breach point now, and they're already going after archers over here. There's the Scipii Cav. We'll just call them that. The Turkish cavalry. I can't get the name off my tongue quick enough. Bit of a tongue twister. Yeah, Burgundian general in here. He's doing his best. The archers probably could try and missile fire and try and help kill off the Scipii Cav here. I was going to say, because if I was the attackers, I'd be bringing over more cavalry here, and I'd be trying to take out this general. You're losing this fight at the moment as the attackers, but you could definitely win it if you can get another cav unit in there. We're going to see a general over here, Turkish general, going in against the crossbow sergeants here as they try to desperately retreat back to friendly lines. And they didn't really get charged too badly there. Crossbow sergeants aren't too bad in melee, so they've got that big Pavi shield just like their Pavi spear counterpart, but in a prolonged melee they aren't too bad, but I don't know if they'll be able to beat cavalry, we'll see. And I think, yeah, the Turkish player is going to wisely get his cavalry out of there, and he's going to try and go for it once again. And you can see over here, Cyprian knights in here. This choke point's also fallen. Sad to see indeed. You can see, yeah, Antioch not slowing down. They are running after these swordsmen here. Looks like they didn't send in their reserves. The Paramanoi, yeah, Nicaea decided not to send those inside to fall back. We've got pikes here, though, and spears set up. I wouldn't have brought the pikes forward just yet. I'd have put them a little further back to then bring up once the engagement's begun, because if you just have the pikes here straight away, the attackers are just going to use their missiles and then just take you out like that and kill off your pikes. The general has managed to extract himself from here somehow, but so many crossbows are being lost here by Burgundy. Crusader and Turkish cav unites. I never thought I'd ever say that. There you go, routing more crossbows. The spears here now ready to hold the line. They can just flank around, though. It doesn't seem like the player is aware. You can just go down by the docks here, flank around. And yeah, that spear unit's now trying to get out of here. It's like, oh crap, we're in danger. We're in danger. I don't think these guys can form square or anything. This could be a spear unit about to be lost. We're going to see a pike come forward here as well, Lassincon. They're going to try and set up their polearm line just before the cav here connects. But I think the cav's going to get some of these spears. The Lancon can move forward now if they wanted to recover this retreat. Genoese cav getting in here. So I think it's the general as well. Being set in, just charging onto the... but they did nearly rout that spear, which is incredible. Look at that. It's the devastating just power of cavalry in 12-12. It's so, so strong. You can see, yeah, some volleys here from the crossbows. Do some serious damage there to that general's bodyguard, though, as he fell back. I think we're going to see... And we've got... Is this a trebuchet? Is this the Burgundian one? No, it's a Nicaean one. They're just firing into the general and the cav down here, trying to do some more damage once again. But there is swords slowly coming forward here, but they want to probably slow down to the attackers and just sort of allow all their infantry to get forward, because they still haven't even dealt with all the troops here at the walls. Sergeants there still holding on here. But Burgundy. And as I said, they rout, but there you go. They were holding on. And yeah, it's just all that's left now at the walls is the artillery pieces, which I think are all out of ammo anyway. Yeah, let's look at the numbers. I mean, it's 6,100 against 3,700. So yeah, they lost about 1,000 troops each, both sides. So yeah, that's not good going for the defenders, really. They've got to kind of close that gap. Now maybe they will. With the more their forces committed, they might now be able to try and close this gap. And if they're going to charge with spears, sorry, cavalry into spears like that, and that is a little suicidal. These hospitallers here going to get piked and speared. They did some serious, even still, a frontal charge into spears. I mean, it is a tier 3 cav going up against tier 1 spears. They absolutely decimated that spear Russia there, as you can see. That was pretty impressive. Shows that, yeah, like tier 3 just demolishes tier 1. But cav is also just so strong in 1212 AD. It really is. Spitaler's looking for more targets. I think we're going to see an offensive take place over here. Good to see. I think the pikes have fallen back. Yeah, it looks like he has fallen back the bands de Picardy. Now we've just got this one spear routier here holding the line. Pavy spears of Antioch going to be sent forward to deal with that. Hold the line, boys.
Hold steady, lads.
We're going to see Templar Knights as well coming here from Antioch as well. So they're going to send in some swords to try and support this.
Some of them may run mad.
Yeah, Sergeants and Templars flanking in. Sergeants could continue on if they wanted to. I think they got just like stuck on the spear, but they could just flank around. Pretty poor defense, to be honest, from the French player here. He should have stretched out the line, then formed shield wall, so he kind of blocked the entirety of the choke point. But lucky for him, the Antioch player is just not even interested in flanking now. He's just going to stand here. We're going to see more spears come forward, another spear route here, but also getting great side shots with the Frankish archers right now into the side of those sergeants. We've got handgunners up here as well. Also would be a great target to try and focus down. Yeah, sergeants they're losing. They just need to keep getting some good volleys in there with the Frankish archers. Over on the other side, yeah, the Turks and the Genoese still sort of trying to get their forces forward. They've been stuck at that wall, and they haven't really got any sort of urgency to push forward either. They're letting the Crusaders do all the hard work, get all the glory. But we are seeing some Azap swords come forward here, and these guys all have javies, which is kind of their great asset. They're light swords, not really going to do much else other than just javy their way through these pole arms. And then move on, which is, to be fair, they should start thinking about pulling back these pole arms, putting something else into the line, probably. I haven't really got anything else, actually, do they? They could really stop it. They've got Anglo Varanjo, you've got plenty of that knocking about. We've got crossbows, we've got a spear unit here, but that's doing exactly the same purpose of protecting the Latincon there. So yeah, that Latincon might have to just stay there. We've got loads of archers here, Turcopoles. But yeah, it's kind of concerning, I guess, for Byzantium. They want to probably get their troops all back together. I know there's some swords and spears knocking about elsewhere. Antioch and crossbows here, they're now trying to shoot. I think they're trying to take out the Frankish crossbows. Not a bad idea. Taking out an opponent's range is always very important. Our range unit's done some work to that sergeant unit here of Antioch. It's really damaged them. Spiritus are holding. They're doing their job. As I say that again, they rout. I just have some curse units saying, oh, unit's holding, it's doing well, and then they actually end up just routing instead. Good to see that the defenders here are falling back. I don't think there's any need to hold this extra choke point. Just hold here in this first one with the pikes and the spears. You'll be absolutely fine. Got a whole host of cavalry, as you can see here, that was looking to run down those swords, but they've luckily not been able to do that. It looks like the engagement's about to begin here. We've got Hospitaller Knights going in against Spears of Byzantium, or Nicaea. But they are their true Byzantine, splinter state. And they are the ones that go on to become, obviously, Byzantium once again. The pole arms going in to try and tackle with those shock infantry here. Pole arms, I feel like, are pretty solid in 12-12. In TDD, I feel like sometimes they can be underwhelming. Pole arms, I feel like, are a bit more scary in 12-12. Quite hard to sort of break down. Missiles so much more reliant on killing them off. Yeah, the spears here just getting absolutely annihilated. They were by the dismounted Hospitaller Knights. Latincon coming forward, and the Janissaries here just focusing them down. There's Latincon just going to stay here and just keep getting shot at Janissaries. Just setting up here. We've got all sorts of heavy ones and light ones all being set up here. They're all just going to focus down these poor Latincon. It's a sad sight. This brave unit of pole arms is kind of forced to stand here. They're not even going to have to use the javies, I don't think, or maybe they have used the javies of the Azaps. They have, or at least they have a little bit, maybe? No, I don't think they have any. I think this Azap might have used his earlier. But yeah, that's just going to be a slog there, just focusing down the Latincon. Over on this side, they're deciding not to go with the slow process. They're just going to go straight on in. The Crusaders, they just lead from the front.
Enemy units have rallied and returned to the battle.
And there you look at that, Latincon winning. Like I said, polearms are solid in 12-12. They should do some work. Apart from when they're getting focused down like they were here, and it's just these light units of, these tiny little units of swords and spears being sent in by the Turks to try and rout that final unit of spears. Cav here needs to be careful here not to pull through. Yeah, I mean, definitely did not do that right. They definitely got clipped by that spear unit there. They can now possibly just get out of there. But anyway, they've routed the spear. They're going on through. And it looks like these the general here is actually going to charge the Anglo-Varangioi. Tier 2 is bracing for it, but it does not matter. Look at that. Got absolutely plowed down to those Saxons and Vikings there. Those big, angry shock infantry. Literally, this is such a great unit, and it's going to get routed. That is the power of Cav against things that do not have a spear or a polearm. They will absolutely flatten them. And that is impressive there from the general. And they're going to be able to get into the back lines here of the Lancon. Already had the CPI Cav doing that, as you can see here, trying to support their allies. And yeah, polearms, they break pretty quickly as soon as they get recharged. And like that, that defense has also fallen there. And yeah, Byzantium's looking pretty open right now. Burgundy's now over here with his Pavis. And I mean, the Turks are now into the archers over here. Just they need to start falling things back. They're just not retreating. Maybe they're trusting in the Pavis to get over here and scare off the general and sort of secure this area, but still, I mean, I guess they want to defend the trebuchet. They should use all the ammo they have right now. This trebuchet should be working overtime right now into this choke point. Yeah, blasting all of these units here. This just big blob of Cav. It's so easy to kill. Just keep firing, boys. Keep firing. Hit anything that's Turkish or Crusader down there. I mean, yeah, look at this. They're all just setting up. Trebuchets are able to fire into this. Why are they setting up here, Jerusalem? Just fall back. Stop sending so much more stuff forward. You can't afford to. Spears now going forward here. They're going to get absolutely murdered by the crossbows. Crossbows just really... these crossbow charges shoot down the desperate spears. Spears take forever to destroy these barricades. Look how slow they're taking. You could shoot this unit to pieces, and it's a good unit to kill off a spear unit as well. With high missile block, but won't be able to use that because it's attacking a barricade. Cav against, oh my gosh, these poor Templars getting focused down here.
The men are broken and running for their
We've got Cav trying to force a way through a spear unit. The Pavis are losing because they're getting side-shotted from the Janissaries. You need to be careful. Don't want to pull through. Yeah, I would say there might be a pull through taking place. Yeah, absolutely a pull through now. That's shameful there from the Jerusalem player, really. Just pulling through. Desperate to get that trebuchet that's just killed off like a whole Templar Cav unit, but don't bring forward your Templar Cav. You don't need to send forward loads of troops. Just send forward bite-sized amounts. Especially when there's trebuchets knocking about. But there you go. They've nullified it. Even if they've had to cheat to do it, they've nullified it. I'm going to see the Tier 3 Anglo-Varangioi well being... Well, it looked like he was getting sent forward. The crossbows are sending it packing. Like I said, why have they just kept the crossbows on the barricade? I do not know. It's only at 37%, 39 now. Still, yeah, they would have killed that unit off very easily. Cav going in over here, charging a Paramanoi. There's a healthy unit as well. Paramanoi getting flattened there. Like I said, this shows the power of Cav. The Crusaders, heavily armored cavalry is just like, just second to none. We're seeing swords here going in to try and counter, but they're going to try and go for the Anglo-Varangioi. We're going to see a second Anglo-Varangioi here just get absolutely just charged down, I think. Oh, it's sad to see. There you go, more Crusader Cav coming in, just kind of confirming the doom of that Anglo-Varangioi there. And already, yet again, the defenders falling back. I just feel like they've not really made a proper stand anyway. They're making a pretty good stand over here, though, with the French. Antioch is kind of struggling to get through here. See, looking at the amount of troops in this sort of street here, I'd say there's just more troops over here. And the Turks and the Genoese have just not had to really fight a substantial amount of troops.
The enemy are losing. The men are running. Cowards!
I think we now have the Knights of the Holy Sepulchre in here. Yeah, the dismounted cannons. That's a cannon going off there. think. Yeah, it's definitely a great bombarder. Or is it a mortar? Or actually, it's probably the mortar, I think, being launched in here. And it's doing so much damage to morale of the defenders, routing these spear routiers. Sergeants as well being damaged. And they're getting side shot as well. There's great just side shots coming in here from Antioch. They've just got the defenders exactly where they want them in a fight that they probably can't win. And they've got great side shots. They're getting mortar shots into reserves. And their infantry are winning these fights as they're dismounted Hospitaller Knights with their big axes just carved through the enemy. Yeah, I think because of the mortars, they're going to have to retreat from here. I mean, they're going to break in a moment. It looks like, yeah, the general retreat is being made. Again, those pikes still alive here. And what are the numbers looking like now? 5,000 against 2,000. Yeah, pretty straightforward siege has been so far. I mean, there's been a little bit of pulling through going on. But the defenders, I think they should have just made a stand at the walls, in my opinion. All this cav that's, like, you know, in operation right now for the Crusaders just would have never been used. It would have been useless. Instead, it's actually getting, even being, you know, effective charging through these streets. It's managing to get good charges into swords, spears. There you go, the swords hold for now. They're just going to get cycle charged again, maybe. There's so many units here that could just, you know, finish that sword unit off. They've got a lot of options, to be honest. The main thrust now is coming straight down the center as we have, yeah, Jerusalem and also the Turks. Pushing on, we've got Janissary shock infantry going in. Another sort of like polearm defense here. This Burgundy with his ducal household Gizamir and some Pavis. They should hold for a while, you'd hope. Pretty solid polearm unit and artillery coming in as well. Narrowly missing that big blob of shock infantry that's attacking the Gizamirs right now. Hold the line for the Duke. That's a pretty good artillery hit there. I think that just about missed most of the Burgundians. And that hit just Turks. That was an incredible hit there. That's actually routing some of the sergeants there. That's a, yeah, insane hit. And now we're seeing dismounted Hospitaller Knights falling back as well because they're scared. The blobbing probably was getting a little too much. And yeah, the artillery there took a chance. They got a great hit. They're going to fire further back instead. Launch it all the way back into these spears and these janissaries here. That's a really good hit onto those gunners. Send forward some spears instead, some despot spearmen. Yeah, very, very impressive. Push over here now as well from Antioch. They're now going to be going up against the Frankish crossbows. Again, just focus them down. Just shoot these swords. They're going to start trying to destroy the barricade. Shoot them at point blank range. You just kill like hundreds you can doing that. I've seen it happen before. Artillery here still getting incredible shots. Looking at like where this burning tree is, they like hit again dead center in the middle of these janissaries. Another good hit. That one again burning up a whole bunch of despot spearmen. another great hit. I mean, these artillery must be getting most of the kills right now. I feel like for the defenders, they're doing such a good job. This trebuchet here is, yeah, just hit after hit right now. The breakthroughs happen on this side. This sword here was never going to hold, and you can see there, it a little bit of a, well, not in a stalemate, that's for sure. They're in the back lines of Genoa here, who I feel like's probably got a very healthy army. I feel like he's not really committed a lot of troops. But handgunners here, ready to hold the line. We've also got pikes of Burgundy. And we've got archers here as well, some Turcopole. They could just get good side shots. I mean, they're actually just shooting into the general here of Genoa, and that's what's going to take, is to kill a general off, I think, and, you know, hope that maybe an army will master out. Polearms hold for that, and they're winning again. Like I said, Polearms just solid. You just can throw so many things in. Unless you've got another polearm of your own, or you can use archers, you're probably going to lose a lot of troops to a polearm. You know, pikes, not so bad either. Is also pretty solid. You can see they've been kept at bay. I think they're just slower killers. The polearms are a bit quicker. Over here, they've been using polearms as well. It looks like some of these Italian mercenary polearms being sent forward. They're wavering and nearly breaking. They've broken through the barricade here, and actually seen a counter-offensive by France into the Chevaliers. Got pikes in here as well, but I think they're out of formation. They don't know whether they got their pikes out.
Our men are rallying. They're not done yet.
Pikes, it seems like they stabilize a little bit now. The Chevaliers here winning as well, defeating those Antioch Knights. And it looks like, yeah, we're going to see the slow process of just shooting the pikes down here with the crossbows, those ballistari being sent forward. What's over here? Janissaries? Oh, they're just taking out more crossbows here, mercenary Genoese crossbows. But these guys have kind of got some sort of, I don't know, like, they're really confused who to fight for, basically. Do we fight for, you know, our employers, or do we fight and fight against our very state, or do we fight for the state that, you know, we're born from? There's just be some sort of, yeah, like, sort of like personality clash going on there. The polearms, though, are slowly getting overwhelmed here, but they've taken a lot of guys with them. The household gives them a solid polearm unit. It's a very, very good one. I mean, yeah, routing more of these light spears. They're not even lights, actually. They're the heavies. We're seeing ducal heavy foot guards go in now. I think finally the polearms are broken. Yeah, they've gone. Now it's just the swords holding the line. Burgundy can do whatever he can to save second Rome. Could be a forlorn hope, though. Is that another artillery piece going off? Or I have seen flamethrower, the flamethrowers as well. I don't know if they've actually been used, or whether they've been. Oh no, they are over here. Why are they over here, though, where there's so many missiles? We've already seen, like, archers get focused down here. Unless they're going to fire all their shots now. These 24, like, fire throwers, they are going to get killed so quickly. Fire quick, boys, fire! Your city depends on it! No, they're not going to volley off. Oh, it's such a shame, it's such a cool unit. But yeah, why were they sent over here when they could have been sent maybe I don't know, over to this other point here. Maybe just right. I mean, this is a huge blob that you could have hit. Look at this. And there's not a lot of archers here, and they're obstructed. That is a disgusting blob forming up here. This man is Chevaliers. Oh, artillery was being insane hits right now. Some insane hits. Oh my gosh, yeah, another great hit there. You just can't miss. And they're burning their own city a little bit, but who cares at this point? The attackers will do that if they win. I think we're seeing just an entire, like nearly an entire retreat here. As you can see, just the Genoese shock on the line now. But yeah, the huge blob that was formed has fallen back because, yeah, the artillery probably could have killed off a lot of those troops there. And actually, yeah, Antioch over here is kind of, he's out, to be honest. Antioch is nearly spent. He's got his general in here. And he's currently fighting his pikes and shocking infantry along melee. Artillery coming in. That's what's honestly, you know, evening this up, I feel like. I mean, they're probably doing some damage to their own. Yeah, I was going to say they're doing some damage to the Prince of Antioch, and there he goes. But yeah, it does look like the French might break as well, just because of the artillery shelling them. I don't know if this French Chevalier earned this silver chevron, or whether he's, you know, just, you know, had it given to him at the beginning of the game. But yeah, impressive if he's actually earned that. That is, he's held up a lot of cav here. The Prince of Antioch is routed, and Antioch's pretty much out. It's now down to Jerusalem, Genoa, and the Turks to break through. They probably will, you'd imagine, looking at these numbers. 3,000 against 1,000. And with assets like those fire throwers and archers either dead or running low on ammo. And the attackers still have loads of ammo. It's probably a matter of when, not if. Burgundy, I feel like, can hold his head high. He's held well. Pikes there holding the line. They're going to slowly get attrition down, it seems. It just seems to eventually happen with the Pikes. Columns less so, I feel like. That's concerning. Yeah, Duke holding over here. He's not sending any reserves though, and now the attackers are going to break through here against the Pikes. I mean, they could cycle charge with the general there of the Byzantines. Oh, this is going to be a great volley though. It's a great volley onto all those Turks and those Genoese down there. Another one hitting in as well, just splashing fiery death all over the Turks here. They're firing overtime right now, and they could rout some of these Genoese. Looking at them now wavering. We're going to see Turk pulls here go in. We've got gunners as well trying to hold the line. They're routing a few of these units. And they can shift whatever small reserves they have over here if they wanted to. But it looks like we're going to see a whole bunch of cav from Genoa. And yeah, and his Guardia Ducal and a few of the units are going to get shifted there as well. And the breakthroughs happened. Burgundy's been broken through here. In goes Jerusalem into the archers, the gunners. And that's pretty much curtains, I would say, at this point. As soon as like these final defenses here just open up, yeah, the attack is going to win this one. I don't know, yeah, how easy it would have been for the defenders to win. I think holding up the walls was infinitely their better choice, and they did not do it. The silence in the trebuchet here. That should be game, I'd imagine. The trebuchet was the only thing really holding back the enemy a little bit, just putting huge boulders into their ranks.
Units have been rallied.
Yeah, this whole flag's here broken, and that is going to be the fall of Constantinople. I mean, how many troops are left? 2,900, yeah, it's still quite a lot. Sadly, like I said, I think just holding up the wall would have been a better idea. Enemy general is dead, though. Oh, no, of course, that would be the defenders. That's probably France's, I'd imagine. An allied general's fallen, though, and that is, in fact, the Turkish one. If only that happened a little earlier. Probably doesn't help. There's, I think, artillery going off. The Turkish bodyguard here making one last stand. Surrounding me like Frenchies. Couldn't think of anything worse. There you go. I think that generally, yeah, I think it's going to rout maybe before these crossbows do, unless army losses come in and save him of that shame. Yeah, like I said, I think they should have defended the wall in full armies, defend at the wall, try and hold the attackers out there. I think that's the better way to do it, because you've got all the towers that you can use as well. But yeah, that would be my play. But yeah, Pyrrhic victory for Antioch and its allies. We'll end the replay and have a quick look at the end results. This was sent in by VO, who was playing as Antioch. So thank you very much, man, for sending this one in. I mean, he did pretty well. I mean, his Hospitallers here getting 109 kills. The shock infantry, it's not too bad. The cannons of the Holy Sepulchre here getting 176 kills. Templars 73 kills, 117 with the crossbows here, 117 with another one. His Knights here getting 103 kills, and the Great Bombard getting 143 kills is also not too shabby. I'm kind of impressed that it's got that many, because I feel like most of the time these guys are just used to blow up walls, and that's all they do. But yeah, well done to VO, and well done to Veteran Ghazi, Caltrad, and Shed Light. All did a very, very good job as the attackers. It's pretty difficult for the defenders, you know, Hassam, Mirak, and RWX there to try and hold in a 4v3. Like I said, I think they had more money, but I'm really not sure. I mean, numbers-wise, I'd say no, but nice here to bring a lot of elites and multiple Anglo Varanjo. They do cost a bomb, and he brought the fire throwers. So he may have had more money. But yeah, Caltrad here getting 189 kills with his Jerusalem Hospitaller Knights. His sergeants didn't really see much action. He's got a pretty healthy army, to be honest, as Jerusalem. Bar like some of his cavalry in shock. 209 kills here with the Cyprian Knights. 111 kills with the Templar Knights, and the Hospitallers getting 173 kills. And then we have Veteran Ghazi playing as the Ottoman Sultanate. He lost a lot of his army in that fight, including his general, who got 201 kills. And then he's got, nothing really huge with his infantry. His shock only getting 57 kills. And 91 kills is the best with the Zazaps, actually. His Janissaries, which are a hybrid unit, getting 139, 176 kills. And his Cav, 222 kills. Then we have Shed Light playing as Genoa. 151 kills here with his Umuni de Arm, shock infantry. And then he's got nothing else really with huge kills at all. To be honest, again, Genoa, I'd say has a relatively healthy army still left. His mortar, though, did get 129 kills, which is not too bad. Then we have Hassam playing as the Empire of Nicaea. His general 26 kills. His Anglo Varanjo 1 and 7 is sad to see. This is also, these guys weren't protected enough and just were able to be just mown down. His Paramanoi 0 kills. His Catalanoi, they got 129 kills. If only these Paramanoi could have got the same, that would have been insane. Yeah, Fire Throwers 21 kills, not good enough. Then we have Mirak here playing as France. His shock infantry did God's work. 68 kills, 169 kills here. He brought a lot of these spear routiers, not really doing much in the way of kills. Pikes 53, Frank archers 100 kills dead, 117 kills, and his general 120 kills. And then we have RWX, probably the best of the defenders in my opinion. Playing as Burgundy, 106 kills with the Duke's Bodyguard. I mean, his Dismounted Chevaliers, 131 kills, 122 kills with the Household Gizamir, 124 kills with the Crossbow Sergeants, and then his Trebuchet getting 321 kills. This is incredible. But yeah, what a really good fight. Good to be back with more 1212 AD content. If you want to see more of this sort of medieval action, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're not here, and a comment show your support. Do check out some of the videos appearing on your screen now. Some crackers there that, from years gone by. Maybe even another Constantinople siege for you to check out. But until next time, I'll see you folks in the next one.